I want to talk shit tonight. I really want to. What is up, everybody? Welcome into the pregame lounge. Yeah, boy. Man, the vibes are good here. Yes, you hear the bar's already popping. Of course, NFL weekend. So we got people in here watching NFL games as a lead-in to the main event tonight. Nuggets-Lakers. Can't wait for it. I'm feeling great. I got my man Superstar Dev with me.
You know, I just love the Laker game. Really, it doesn't matter at any point when they play. It doesn't matter how the team's doing. Nothing else matters. I don't care who's not playing for them. I'm excited whenever Lakers are in town. I think this is going to be a good one.
I think it's going to be a good one as well. Vogt.
Who doesn't love a great sports day? It's an awesome DNVR sports day. Poppin', busy. Let's get it going, though. Nuggets-Lakers. I'm excited.
It is popping. I haven't watched any football today until I watched the end of that Bengals game. Yeah, the ending
was
seemed
real
like
good.
that was
Last game super good. A real, America's team is playing right now.
America's team.
America's team.
It's just time.
Yeah, one of the two America's teams is playing right now.
We're presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app and Lightshade Dispensary. You guys want to check them out. Use promo code DNVR. Even online, there was a little issue. We heard from somebody saying there was an issue. Fixed, resolved. Now that it works online, no problem. You get that discount. What is the discount?
25% off.
Holy cow.
That's a quarter of your order for
That is a quarter.
those of you who dropped out of math like I did.
Quarter of your order. Guys, we got a show for you tonight. We got an alternative timeline for LeBron James. We got a little power ranking, a little quick run through some power rankings. What teams are we actually buying right now? We're going to win some money, but first, it is Lakers night.
Oh.
Saturday night. I'm glad they put this on a Saturday night. A big one. Give me some game notes here.
All right, JaMychal Green entered health and safety protocols. That was reported earlier today, so he is obviously out tonight.
I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit of a bummer that everybody got back. It's like, all right, homestand. Everybody's healthy. Let's go. And then it lasted one game.
JaMychal's best 2 weeks of the season from a narrative optics standpoint,
right,
for sure.
right.
I haven't an official word on this yet. Austin Rivers expected to be out tonight because of an illness. If you guys are on Twitter, you see confirmation, let us know. I trust you. But that's the Denver side of things. For the Lakers, Dwight Howard was a game-time decision with left knee soreness. He is available tonight. But old friend Carmelo Anthony is not, and of course Anthony Davis is out as well. We spoke with Michael Malone before the game. He was asked about Jeff Green as an unsung hero, and he said, look, we're constantly telling our guys somebody else has to step up. There's been a lot of unsung heroes. But overall, I think Jeff's impact has been remarkable. It's funny, we all get amused with the dunks, his play, but so do his teammates in the locker room, his peers in the locker room. What a great addition, just a great guy. What a great role model for our players. So, we talked earlier in the year, guys, about Jeff Green not yet feeling like a Nugget. I think this last 2 weeks, that's the Jeff Green story for me. He's a Nugget now, and you see Malone sort of talking about him
Jeff,
that way today.
he talked about, it's funny, on the broadcast in this last game, Stan Van Gundy, who was great, by the way, because he's a huge Jokic fan, so we are a fan of him. But on that, he was talking about Jeff Green, and he's like, how has he not stuck around? I'm telling you, this is the thing I'm wondering. I watch these games. I feel like it almost feels, Dev, I'm not trying to steal your bit here, but it almost feels like, you're in a relationship, everything's going perfect, and you're wondering like, what's wrong? How could this person have been single for this long? I mean, everything's checking out. This is how I feel with Jeff Green. I'm like, all right, he's a great teammate. He's really smart.
Right.
Can do everything.
Good looking for her age.
Yeah.
Sorry,
35 and still dunking. I'm like, wait, why does this guy keep only signing one-year deals? Nobody wants him?
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing is that he's been around the league, so everybody has had their chance. Everybody has had their look at Jeff Green.
I love that he has to do this during the Patriots game. I love it.
Let's go Bills.
Was that an interception?
Let's go Bills.
The Patriots just throw an interception in the end zone?
Do you want to take us through that play,
Wow. Dan? Okay, sorry. Go on.
My bad.
Jeff Green.
This is so fun.
He's been around the league. He caught it.
This timing is
Keep
immaculate.
going. Keep going. I want to hear it.
He's been around the league, and it doesn't make sense because he brings so many things to the table, especially for this Nuggets team. He's actually been great. Like he's been steady. He's had a lot more positive games than he has under. Nobody's really been mad at Jeff Green. He hasn't had people that are down on him, and he's been a starter. He's been off the bench, and he's been playing from the very start. So it is pretty wild to see a veteran come into this Nuggets team and just fit right in.
Don't you feel though like there is something that we're gonna see, and it's like,
yes,
oh, that's
yes.
why.
And
like,
I don't want to do it now because we're in the embracing Jeff Green moment. But look, I think Jeff Green, has had a reputation throughout his career as there are times a discrepancy between what appears to be an immense amount of talent and maybe consistency. Yeah. And so the slot he's in for the Nuggets, it's been great. But I do think there have been some 10 years where Jeff has worn his welcome out by the end. But we'll see. I mean, we're not there yet. For now, we're celebrating, right?
Have you seen that movie, Heartbreak Kid? You never seen this one with Ben Stiller? No. It's funny. It hasn't aged great, like most comedies from like the late 90s, early 2000s. But yeah, he like marries this girl. They go on the honeymoon, and on the honeymoon is where he like everything goes bad. She has a blow problem.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that. Yeah,
it's gonna be like that. Where we're like, oh, that's right, Jeff Green,
the cool uncle, but like he drinks a little bit. You know what I mean?
Something.
Joking. I'm not talking about Jeff. We talked about Zeke, and Malone had a lot of praise for Zeke. Zeke said himself, Malone echoed this sentiment, the game is slowing down for him. Our concept I'm kind of always fascinated by. I think anyone who's played sports at any level knows you hit a certain amount of reps and, I think I know what this game is. These guys are professionals. That applies to them as well, right? That jump from college to the NBA. Like, this is probably overwhelming from a size and speed standpoint. I think Zeke feels like he's starting to pick it up, understand it a little better. And Malone also mentioned what we did, that tenacity. Those stronger
Did he say tenacity?
He did not.
I would have been like, he watched the show. I know he did.
Stronger finishes around the rim.
What word did he use? Did he use anything?
We just said stronger, like going up strong, finishing strong, just being that presence around the rim as a rebounder and a finisher. He said he thinks Zeke's had a great year for them. Finally, guys, on the second half, Malone stresses, the message is just keep playing the right way. Play for your teammates. We have a propensity when we have a lead to go into our bag, if you will, which is the whitest way those four words have ever been presented. But, and so he thinks again, it's the same message of getting away from what the Nuggets do well. You know what I'm saying? And so play for you don't have to get selfish, right? You don't have to play iso ball. Just keep playing, keep doing what's going well for you. And so that's the message right now.
Dev, Zeke Naji now moves up in the rotation because of JaMychal Green. JaMychal Green was backup, big. That's going to be Zeke tonight. Dwight Howard, first of all, is a tough matchup. If he's coming off the bench, second unit, that's a tough matchup for him. But here's how I would look at it. Zeke Naji, if you played 10 games and 5 of those Zeke Naji played, and you played that exact same slate, but 5 of those J-Mike played, it would come out even. Meaning they're not equals, but they're just like they are capable of the same amount of an upside. Do you feel like this is a big loss not having J-Mike for however long protocols last?
No, just because I feel like while J-Mike does bring, some, a few positives, we're starting to see those from Zeke because the aggression and physicality is really what separated him, from him. There has been low J-Mike moments this year. He has been playing well as of late, so you hope that Zeke Naji comes in with the same intensity and trying to bring those. But also, Zeke Naji understands the opportunity that he's presented with, so I think that he'll try to make the best of that opportunity. It's not like you're asking for a starter to step up, and that's what the Nuggets have been, marked with for the entire year, where they're having to have starters come in and out of rotation. You're talking about backup minutes with, 10, 12, 14 minutes at the most. So I think that it'll be about the same, and also you might even have some positive moments. So you just got to make the most of your opportunity.
If you look at the season so far, the Nuggets season has mirrored the Lakers season. The only difference is Michael Porter went out indefinitely, and Anthony Davis should be back in the next week or two, it sounds like. So he's coming back a little bit sooner. But their season has been full of they just don't look that good. They don't really have any good wins. They've only have bad wins on their schedule, similar to Denver. So I asked this question. Is tonight a statement win game for the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers? Is tonight where both teams we got to prove we're better than that one?
I'm going to say no, guys. I think it's an important game in the standings. And for Denver, it's always important, I think, from a confidence standpoint to play these guys well, no matter how these two seasons are going. But no, I mean, I think that's been the story of this season for both of these two teams. Each of the last 3 years, I think that's been true. When they've played, it's been a measuring stick game. I don't know if that applies this year. And so I think both of these teams still trying to find their way. Look, both of these teams, I think because of the talent, we all believe, maybe less so with the Lakers, that there's a higher ceiling there. But let's keep it real. They have been middle of the pack teams so far.
I think this is absolutely a statement win for both teams, and it's primarily because the Lakers are coming off of a 2-game losing streak in which they're starting to, fall on the season. There's all this talk about changing up the team. We already know how it is around the trade deadline and GM LeBron, and there's a lot of guys on that team like Westbrook who have to prove themselves and are trying to stick around. So the Lakers are reeling, but they're at the exact same spot as the Nuggets are right now. So they both have 21 wins. And, that's a way that the Lakers can move up if they get a win here. So that's going to be very important for them. The Nuggets are also playing catch-up with the Mavericks, and they have been up and down for the year. So I think this is a statement win, and everyone, I feel like, gives their best hand to the Lakers. Like, they're just going to get the best of everyone each night. They have LeBron James. And then on the other end, the Lakers, they also have LeBron James. They need to stay in the moment right now because we don't know how long he's going to play for.
They're in the 7th seed right now, and tonight I don't think can change that. I believe no matter what, I don't know. It's close enough either way. It'll be a half game. But here's the thing. I think it is a statement game for both teams, but more so than anything, I think tonight is a statement game for Nikola Jokic. I'm going to explain why. One, he's going up against LeBron James, and we know LeBron James believes he is the MVP. He does not believe, more, and everybody kind of wonders, but he especially does not believe that his time is over. He still thinks, I am the best player in the league, I can do this. So I think there's something to, that's the MVP. This is the first time they're playing this year, by the way, guys. That's the MVP. I'm going to go and prove, no, I'm the MVP, or I'm better than this guy. Another reason, LeBron James, he's been playing center lately, the center position. So you're actually probably going to see. Remember the big moment when Jokic posted up LeBron?
I'll never forget that moment.
But it's a two-way mismatch, and I want to see Jokic impose his will on LeBron rather than LeBron impose his will on Jokic. And then lastly, as we saw, Dwight Howard active tonight. There's only a handful of guys, 2 of them on the Lakers, AD and Dwight Howard, that I still think, I'm not sure Jokic has their number just yet. I don't think Dwight Howard's that great at this stage of his career, but for whatever reason, he really gets under Jokic's skin. I think he gets away with an insane amount of physicality for some reason in that matchup, and he knows it. So for me tonight, I kind of need to see Jokic handle this game, not just win, but also to say you come at me, you best not miss. And I think tonight is a night that LeBron, Dwight Howard, and the Lakers as a whole are going to come at Nikola Jokic.
Adam, I think you're in your bag tonight. You must be really excited about this game.
He has a propensity to go into his bag.
Yeah, but really, you bring a lot more things that I really didn't think about, because that has been a lot of the conversation of LeBron James being the center position. He's going to be going against the best center in basketball, and really he has that mindset of, I'm going to try to prove this guy wrong. Also, you already know that this is going to be a moment. We can't lose 3 in a row, and especially to those guys. So you are going to see the Lakers in a different way than we have seen them as of late. So I think that this is a bounce back spot. Also, LeBron James cannot guard Jokic, and Jokic honestly does feel like that is a mismatch on the other end. So that is going to be great to see. And then also just the cross matchups and things like that. At all times, Nikola Jokic should have the mismatch. But also, at all times, LeBron James will have the mismatch.
Right.
This is going to be a fun one.
Well, to that notion, too, for a long time with the Nuggets, the rhetorical question without an answer is, how do they guard LeBron James? Now, Aaron Gordon is an option. He's an answer to that question. Is he a good one? We'll find out.
We will.
But it's one of the first times where you look at this matchup and you go, all right, well, there's at least an answer to that question where you feel like you can stand your ground on that.
They need AG tonight.
Big time.
I mean, his energy just goes like this.
Yeah.
I never know what I'm going to get with him over this last 20 games. So tonight is a night where it's hey, we need a statement game from you tonight. Go and put a little question in LeBron James's mind of, hey, we match up there. That actually is, they got a guy there that actually is annoying to go up against. So I hope we see it. Pull up the tweet now, Kale. We have a tweet going on. We're going to rewind the clock a little bit to 2018. Bills, I don't know if you guys remember this. It was 2018. The whole world knew LeBron was going to the Lakers. This was the worst kept secret ever. But then, lo and behold, Chris Mannix lets out this tweet with Jokic and Barton on board. They just signed those extensions.
I like that.
Denver Nuggets will turn their attention to one more free agent, LeBron James. The Nuggets have been in contact with James's agent and will aggressively pursue a meeting. I love this because not will aggressively pursue LeBron James, aggressively pursue a meeting. By the way, I don't believe they got a meeting, so they aggressively pursued just the opportunity to pitch, the sales pitch, and I think LeBron signed 3 hours later. It was announced he was going to the Lakers. This was years in the making. I thought this was the weirdest report whenever I saw it, but here's what I really want to do. LeBron went to the Lakers. Anthony Davis had one great bubble run, and it came, in my opinion, I know I'm going to be spicy here, it came, in my opinion, when the Lakers, for some reason, got to take 5 months off in the middle of the season and then sprint to the finish. And now we see 2 years in a row, 72-game season, 82-game season, really can't hold up. This team has really struggled in the regular season. It makes me wonder, how that would have gone. But more importantly, Nikola Jokic in 2018 was a great player we all believed in. He turned out to be the MVP and a unanimous top 5 player in the NBA. Now it's everybody agrees. Jamal Murray, 250-point game. He's risen like this. we rewind the clock. Now, LeBron James make a mistake and not coming to the Denver Nuggets that summer.
Absolutely. Honestly, absolutely. You get to play against the best center in basketball. You play against...
You get to play with the best center in basketball. You're still LeBron James, and you're in your prime. And also, he would have been able to take off a lot more nights. He would have been, with a very, very talented group, which really has the exact same core. They're still there.
The funny thing is that summer, the thing it would have taken was Paul Millsap. They would have had to have found a way to shed, which would have been easy. You attach a first-rounder, and you get rid of him.
They would have.
And they would have. They would have been like, we don't need R.J. Hampton all of a sudden. We'll just have,
Yeah, and at that time, there was it's been up and down for the Lakers. They missed the playoffs that first year.
Right.
He's overplaying. He gets a championship.
You do forget that he's actually been there 3 years. This is the fourth year.
So he would have got a championship regardless. So, that would have been his, he would have still had that same identity, but also he was still going for those championships. Right now, I don't think that the Lakers are a championship team. I don't really feel like they're contenders with this version of them right now. So if he would have been in, with the Nuggets organization, they would have won it probably the last 3 years.
Right.
Okay, but we are talking about hypothetical rings, and he did win a ring. So, no one in LeBron's camp is regretting that. But do I agree with the point that you guys are making? Of course. It was a good basketball.
How many championships does he have right now?
Probably 2. But look how the way things have gone for Denver, right? We could play this game forever. But look, I do think at the time, I never, ever, ever, ever thought they would even get the meeting. But I did think, it'd be a great basketball move. The only thing is what everyone in the comments is saying, and I think we all agree, this isn't Jokic's team, it's LeBron's team. That's a far less enjoyable experience from what we as Nuggets fans have lashed our teeth into, sunk our teeth into, I should say. However, what I'm most curious about in this different timeline, guys, is this a far more likable finale for LeBron if he's in Denver, helping an org that's never gotten there before? Does he lean less into the LA? He is just so insufferable right now.
Yeah.
And I'm one of his biggest fans ever, but I don't like him off the court right now like I have in the past. Is the LeBron experience different altogether if he's in Denver? I do wonder that.
It's so funny to think if he's doing the shop, but the shop is downtown. Does it nobody watches? Is it less popular? It's kind of weird to think, but
it's on
maybe
Showtime
I don't know.
Instead of HBO
because he's not with all the movers and shakers. But here's the thing that's funny to me: whenever people say that, they're like, "Yeah, but he didn't just want to compete; he also wanted this or that." And I always go so he didn't care about winning as much as we think. Honestly, this all comes down to if you had a better opportunity to do it here or there or whatever. But no, of course, he wanted to go to LA and do that thing. But I think both points are right. I do think we're sitting on 2, maybe 3 championships. The Nuggets were damn good in 2018-19. They weren't ready to lead with that, but LeBron was great that year, and he would have been the best player. Murray and Jokic, I think, would have been really good. We're talking about 2019, by the way, being the Toronto Raptors this year. That wasn't a powerhouse year. The Warriors ended up going down, with injuries. Maybe they get that one. The bubble year, maybe. Why not? That was another year that was pretty down, and then even last year. So I look at it and I go, I think they have 2, maybe 3. And I think the team is peaking now.
Dev, someone in the comments there, AJ Walker, it looks like, says MPJ would have gotten traded off rip. How does GM LeBron handle MPJ? Because he's really talented. He's Hooper. Is that one of his young kings, or is that someone he talks about on IG right up until the trade deadline? You know what I'm saying?
Trade deadline. He's going to get one of his guys that he really wants in, unless he really does believe in him. But the thing is, MPJ does bring what, LeBron
That's
wants
what I was
going to
say. Are you freaking kidding me?
He wants outside shooting and a very, a very athletic player. So he does fit next to LeBron. But I think that with how good MPJ,
it would have been hard at that time. $1 million a year contract until next year.
So, he would have stuck with him, but also I think if he went up, or if he elevated his game, he would have got rid of him to just bring in, 1 or 2 of his own.
Russell Westbrook.
I think, look, Michael Porter is a great wide open 3-point shooter. Jokic generates wide open shots. LeBron generates wide open shots. You get them together, Michael Porter just shooting nothing but corner 3-pointers wide open all game. He probably makes 7 threes a game. I think he's still here. Although I'm with that, he would have gotten traded this last offseason because he would have played his rookie scale and then gotten traded for something else, but whatever. It's a fun alternative timeline. I think the most important point is honestly in that universe, it actually sucks. Like you win,
I really
there's multiple
believe that.
championships, but it just sucks. So it's like
Yoke is Anthony Davis.
yeah, we
and
probably
we're all
lost
sad.
access because there's so many people in
Brian
town
Windhorst.
constantly. We're up in the nosebleeds.
He's making fun of us with subtweets on his pod.
LeBron probably, yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
probably changed the Nuggets color scheme and everything for no reason. We're just like, yeah, sure, we'll do it.
Purple.
Yeah,
Like,
purple.
hang on.
Let's go to some power rankings real quickly before we get to bets. We haven't done this for a while, and so much has changed, and I just want to go through the Western Conference for a second. Let's forget the East. Dev, how do you power rank the Western Conference right now? Top 5.
I feel like it's the Suns, Warriors, of course.
Suns number 1?
Yeah, I think the Suns are number 1.
Okay.
I think that they're just like showing more than the Warriors right now. I'm still a believer in the Jazz. They've been playing without Rudy Gobert. Like I just really don't think that they're where they're supposed to be. So I put the Jazz at number 2. I like the Warriors, of course, when they have Draymond Green.
So they're number 3? No, Warriors are number 3?
Yes.
Caliente.
Yep. So
Okay, Picasso.
yeah, the Warriors are number 3 when they have Draymond Green. I just really think without
Híjole.
Draymond Green, they're not really
I
that
love
good
this.
of a team.
Dev has Draymond for MVP on his imaginary ballot.
Well, I just know he's important to that. I
You're
really
not
don't
wrong.
think that he's
Yeah.
like. I think he's an important player. I think it's more so of that.
Sure.
And then from there, what would I need 2 more?
Memphis.
Memphis is 4, and it's easy. That's where it becomes hard. Is that number 5 team?
It really is.
Because
That's why I made it 5.
You have to think about the. It's the Nuggets. Nuggets are number 5.
Yeah.
The West is hard.
West is
The
hard.
West is hard.
He's pandering. Where are you going to go with this?
I mean, I think he's about right. Like,
Number 1 is the Suns. So you think the Suns are?
I
best
think the
team?
Suns are the most complete team, actually. And I know, like, the Warriors still have the number 1 net rating, right?
This is like when people are like, Bam Adebayo is the most complete
No.
big man in the game. Like he's the
No.
best. Well, I'm just saying he's the best two-way.
I think the Suns are less
Wait, what?
susceptible to, like, this matchup is horrible for
right.
them
Yeah, that's true.
than maybe any other team in the West.
Yeah, I think that's true.
And then Memphis is interesting because they are the real deal in this regular season. Their regular season win profile whips ass. They're as fun to watch as anyone. I also think it's fair to look at them amongst this group out west and say, we want to see their stars do it in the playoffs first. So, I mean, look, Denver's 5, 6, somewhere in that range, and I think Dev's right about the order. I do. Maybe Golden State 2 for me, Utah 3, but other than that, I'm with Dev.
I got Golden State number 1. They've lost almost half the amount of games they've lost all season have happened in the last 7 days. They're on a little slump, but it's not real. Like you say, they don't have Draymond. They brought Klay back, and by the way, I think there's a lesson in all of this. Klay Thompson comes back, great first night, and it's been a struggle since then. I think we could learn something about Jamal Murray and maybe what to
Working
expect.
things,
That,
yeah.
hey, man, this stuff always just gets complicated when you add new pieces back. Hopefully it's not that way for Denver, but it wouldn't be a shock. It was this way for Golden State. But their best is better than what I've seen from anybody in the West by a large margin. Like when they're rolling, they're way up there. Phoenix is number 2. Memphis is number 3. This is my hot take. I have Memphis over Utah. I think Utah is now number 4, and I'm telling you, Sunday's game is a big game for Utah. Second night of back-to-back for Denver. But Utah is reeling right now. Guys are unhappy, and the trade deadline is now on the horizon. I think for the first time in Utah in the last 3 years, that's a team that's all of a sudden like looking at each other like, hey, is one of us getting traded, aren't we? Is it Joe Ingles? Is he getting traded?
The Jazz do have bad vibes, don't they?
They have
For a
bad
team
vibes,
that's-
man. They're below
They've
Memphis.
always had bad vibes.
Yeah, maybe.
It's so true. It's so true.
Memphis vibes are unmatched.
man.
They're honestly through the roof
They
right
like
now.
each other.
They love
do.
each other.
They do.
And I'm going to go Dallas. Denver can steal that 5 seed with 2 wins. They got to win tonight and tomorrow. Denver's back up there, but right now Dallas continues to actually get some pretty impressive wins, whereas Denver just doesn't have, in my opinion, an impressive win in the last couple of weeks. So.
Dallas's regular season defense is good.
Yeah.
And like that is helping them. They have a certain baseline right now, I think, because of that. I just think everyone, and I think they're right to do this, like there's a superficial level of NBA analysis that sometimes is all you need. And it's just like, look at the Dallas roster. Is that good enough to win a championship?
No.
No, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, that's the answer, right? So there's some things they're good at, some things they're bad at, but I just don't think we need to take them seriously yet.
I agree. But power rankings-wise, it's all about what's happening lately.
Fair enough, yeah.
All right, everybody, let's open up the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app, and let's make some bets to make tonight even sweeter. Only thing better than beating the Lakers is making some money off of beating the
That's
Lakers.
right.
Where are we going, Dev?
So just taking a look at the game. Opening lines, started at -4. Nuggets favored by 4. It is down to 3.5. So I'm guessing there was late money that came over for the Lakers. Really, it's a statement game for both teams. So I think that both teams are going to be at their best. I think it's a bounce back spot for Aaron Gordon. I think that LeBron James is going to really try super hard in this game. I'm actually interested to see how the Nuggets are going to guard Russell Westbrook. Everyone else in the NBA seems to not respect Russell Westbrook's game where they're allowing him to shoot. For whatever reason, the Nuggets don't have that in their game plan. I feel like they're going to let Facu try to guard him straight up and Monte straight up, and that's where he'll try to go off. So I'm actually interested to see a lot of these matchups and how they do them. So
and they go over a lot of screens, it feels like, Denver's guards.
Over screens on Westbrook is the worst thing you could do. I really want to know if there's going to be a defensive assignment where they just adjust. They just let him shoot. Everyone else does, and he's been really bad. Saying that, they have his over-under at 18.5. It's never that for points. So, that's just interesting. Sorry to go off on a tangent.
No, it's good.
So what I really like in this game, I really do think that this is an Aaron Gordon game. I really like it a whole bunch. 22.5 is his points, rebounds, and assists. He's going to be a guy that has to be on the floor at all times. He's going to be a guy that has to be engaged and locked in. So I don't think we're going to see the same just running around with no type of...
Is this your lock?
That is going to be my lock.
Aaron Gordon, points, rebounds, and assists, 22.5.
Easy lock. Easy lock. At that.
All right, I'm in.
I really, really like it.
You talked me into it. I'm not as confident, but I'm in.
Another player that I like, which is on the same line of points, rebounds, and assists, Facundo Campazzo. He's going to do it.
Really get excited.
There's guys that get under, other guys' skin. He's going to get under Westbrook's skin. I really do.
Which bet are you taking?
Points, rebounds, and assists for Facu is only
17.5.
Love
That's
it.
a lot for Facu, dude.
I
know
love
he
it.
just said 18-12.
I know that he also is not going to have Austin Rivers taking those minutes. It's going to be on Bones Highland. Well, Bones, I don't think he's going to play as much. It's the Lakers. It's a important game. So I think it's Monte.
Cerebral game. LeBron will really destroy Bones. He'll find him every time.
Exactly. So I think that Facu's going to play a lot, a bit more.
I'm in. I'll bet it just for good vibes.
Yep, this is going to be another big rebounding night for Jokic. I think that he's going to show himself, show the world, this is going to be a big game for him. I think it's going to be done by rebounds. I know that the Lakers are going to just have to double team him at all times, so I think that assist is going to be pretty good as well because they don't have a real center. I just don't see them playing Dwight Howard for too many minutes. So LeBron James on Jokic is going to be a lot of help side. I think that Jokic is going to get the ball out of his hands. So I like the rebounds. I like the assists for those. I really like those.
Anything else you kind of like here? Can we build a parlay?
Yeah, let's build a parlay.
So Aaron Gordon, you like the points pretty high. 12.5 is the lowest we can go. So can we just put a 12.5 low bet here? So we got the higher points, rebounds, and assists. I like Monte Morris tonight. Do you guys remember? I feel like Monte plays well against the Lakers for whatever reason. He kind of brings it. So I've been going with the Monte threes. Let's go ahead and get that. What if we up it from 1 to 2 3-pointers tonight?
All right.
Let's up
he's kind of due, too.
He's been knocking them down. I think he's going to be good.
From 3 of the last 2 games, he's been due.
Barton has been making some threes tonight. Is tonight a threes night, guys?
Hey, really quick, do you guys want starters?
Yeah.
It's the same starters for the Nuggets. The Lakers are starting Dwight at the 5 and LeBron at the 4. So
LeBron will have
need
Jokic
right away.
Aaron Gordon.
Need Jokic right away.
And then Avery Bradley and Monk.
And I'm going to go with Jokic steals. I've just been taking Jokic steals every game, and it always pays me off. Pays off. So 1+ steal. So that's my parlay. It's a 4-picker. Aaron Gordon 12.5. Monte Morris 2 threes. Will Barton 1 3. Jokic 1 steal. And guess what? You get plus 275. Not bad odds. I'm going to throw a couple units on it and win $50 here. All right, guys. Nuggets Lakers. Hopefully, I got my Take That L on the way out shirt, man. I'm so ready.
No coast bias,
You know it's going to be tonight. It's going to be an annoying atmosphere there. But if you win, you get to send all these losers home. Oh, my God. I can't wait. I'm going to head down to the bar, guys. Have a good time. We'll see you in the postgame.